Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another video because I've been getting questions on do I have this video up, do I have that video up. So this is another cookie video, but today we're going to be doing Sesame Street theme, and I'm going to be doing Elmo and Cookie Monster cutouts. So here are the ingredients here laid out in front of me of what we'll be using. We'll be using 1 cup of sugar, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 2 sticks of unsalted butter, 1 egg, and I have this Crisco here. This is optional. If you don't have 2 sticks of butter, you can use 1 stick of butter, and you can also use 1 cup of that Crisco vegetable shortening if you don't have 2 sticks of butter. Okay, so let's get started. Here in this bowl, you're going to put your dry ingredients in that bowl. I already put 2 cups of flour in here already, and then I'm going to show you guys how to level off your cup, your cup, for those of you who do not know. Okay, so I went to go get my gloves now. So I take out my measuring cup, which is 1 cup, and it's filled up like this. So to level this off, I'm going to take my spatula I have here, and I'm just going to run it across there to get all that extra excess flour off of there. And that's how you level off your flour in your measuring cups, to make sure you have an even cup. See that? So we have our 3 cups of flour now. The next thing you want to do is put your other dry ingredients in with your flour. And I already poured in my 1/4 teaspoon of salt and my 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm going to put that in my flour bowl. And now I'm going to take my whisk, and I'm just going to whisk that around in the bowl together. And please excuse my noise in the background. Again, you guys, I'm never by myself no more, so my kids are always here, so you will always hear them in the background until school starts for BJ. Most of the time, sometimes Kenya will nap with her cat naps. Alright, so once you get that all whisked into the bowl, just set that to the side. The next thing you want to do is get your butter and sugar in the bowl. Alright, so there's my butter, and then we want to get our 1 cup of sugar into this. I use the same cup. I just make sure I tap it off, make sure there's no flour in there. And because I don't want to stick this in here with my sugar, I have a cup in my sugar bowl, and I just fill my cup up with sugar. And there's my 1 cup of sugar for my wet mixture. So now we want to go ahead and start mixing this up. Okay, y'all. So I put my sugar and my butter mixture in, and now I'm going to mix this. So we mixed up our butter and sugar. You just want to scrape around your bowl and make sure you got everything mixed together. Next thing we're going to do is add in our 1 egg. You can do this over your bowl, or if you're not sure if you're going to get eggshells in your bowl, don't crack it over your bowl until you get, what's the word I'm looking for? Gosh, I can't think right now. Until you know you can crack it without getting shells in it. I'm not a professional, so I don't have a degree in baking or anything. It's just something I learned to do on my own. Self-taught. And also, we're going to put in our vanilla too as well. And that is 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, or whatever flavor you want to add in yours. Here's my 1 tablespoon going in. So I have all my ingredients mixed in. I will be adding nothing else to this batter. And we're going to go ahead and mix it again. When I mix my cookie dough, I mix it enough to where I don't see no more egg yolk, and I don't see my vanilla anymore as well. I don't mix it for a long period of time. And then I just make sure I scrape my sides down to make sure I got everything incorporated. Now you can choose to sift in your flour. I never really sift in my flour, because I put my dry ingredients in a bowl by itself, and then I just mix it around it with the whisk to break it up and to make sure I evenly distribute the dry ingredients together. And I just give it a stir again before I get ready to pour each cup into my batter mixture. All right, so here's my first cup going in. And before I put my mixer on, I always give it a mix, because I don't want the flour flying back at me. Mix it until you don't see the flour anymore, and do the step again. Mix it again with your spatula, and then turn on your mixer. And that's the last bit of my flour. So now that our dough is made, I'm going to get this dough wrapped up, and I'm going to let it sit in my refrigerator overnight. You can choose to let it sit overnight, or you can put it in your fridge for an hour if you're ready to bake the same day. Once you notice that your dough is getting, with the hand mixer, once you notice that your dough is getting hard to mix with the hand mixer, you want to stop, because you can break your mixer that way. And I just did that so I can get that extra dough out of my mixers or my hand mixer. And now you just want to take your spatula and just go ahead and just scrape the bowls down to make sure you got everything in there. Make sure that flour went ahead and incorporated itself into your wet ingredients. I like to get all of my dough off of everything because I don't want to leave nothing behind. If you don't care to do so, then hey, don't. But me, I'm getting everything off of here. And this is why it's so important for you to wear gloves, especially because nobody wants you handling their food or whatever it is that's edible with your bare hands. I know we keep our hands washed, but it's just the proper way to do it. And I know sometimes in my videos in the past, I was not using gloves, but I have invested in gloves now to where I wear them all the time now, except when I'm doing something a very difficult task. I know that may sound a little contradicting, but it depends on what I'm doing. But my hands are always clean, and I will never, ever do anything that's disgusting for someone's order. If it falls on the floor, it's trash. If it falls on the floor, I don't pick it up and not wash my hands. We don't know how some of these people do or how they keep their home. You want to bake, you must be in a clean work area. Now I'm taking my dough and I'm going to get that in my hands, and I'm going to play around with it by rolling it and smashing it in the bowl so I can get everything out of this bowl. You can double this batch if you like, or make them separate. It's up to you, depending on how many cookies you're making. I'm going to get 12 cookies out of this dough that I have here. And I'm going to use I haven't decided if I want to use a 4-inch or a 3-inch cookie cutter for ammo and cookie mustard. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. No need to add extra flour. When your dough has chilled in the refrigerator for the amount of time that I have told you, you will just put your dough on your counter with on your parchment paper and begin to roll it out. No extra flour is necessary because you don't want that tough cookie. Okay? Let's get my saran wrap. And I take that back, guys. I said overnight, I'm only letting this chill for an hour. So if you all have any questions, if I left anything out that I did not answer from the questions I saw below, please put them down below in this video, and I'll be sure to answer those questions for you. We'll be doing the whole process from start to finish on the Sesame Street theme for these cookies. You can choose to wrap it this way and just put it in your refrigerator. I put it in a bowl and let it sit, or put it on a cookie sheet and let it sit in your refrigerator for that hour. Or you can roll it out already and you can cut it that way while it's in the pan. So that way you won't have to worry about it then cutting them because now they're refrigerated. But it's up to you which way you prefer. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in with me today. And y'all have a good one.